hopefully we're in good shape on the debt ceiling. I can't imagine anybody ever even thinking of using the debt ceiling as a negotiating wedge. When I first came into office, I asked about the debt ceiling, and I understand debt ceilings, and I certainly understand the highest rated credit ever in history and a debt ceiling. And I said, I remember to Senator Schumer and to Nancy Pelosi, would anybody ever use that to negotiate with? They said, absolutely not. That's a sacred element of our country. They can't use the debt ceiling to negotiate.
It's time we talk about the debt ceiling. The $31.4 trillion debt ceiling has been reached, and according to Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, if Congress fails to act, the government could default as early as June 1st. The economic effects of that would be disastrous for pretty much everyone in America, so it is indeed crunch time in Washington to figure this whole mess out. Here is Trump, while he was president, talking about how terrible and un-American it is to use the nation's debt as a negotiation tactic. And wouldn't you know it? That's exactly what Republicans in Congress are doing as we speak. So it used to be that the debt ceiling was raised pretty regularly in Congress in a bipartisan manner. But in recent years, like so many other things in this country, it has become a partisan squabbling point. Republicans are holding out because they want to dramatically slash spending, while Democrats want to just raise the ceiling entirely. You might think that that's par for the course, left versus right, but Republicans in Congress raised the debt ceiling 3 times under President Donald Trump without issue, even as Trump was adding nearly $7.8 trillion to the national debt. Kevin McCarthy stands in the middle of it all, having barely passed a bill in the House that would slash government spending dramatically, particularly on important social service programs. And McCarthy is demanding that Biden make massive budget concessions, or else the right will basically tank the economy. And Senate Republicans are obviously not making anything better.
If you look at the House, what they accomplished was a surprise to everyone, given the various factions. They're having achieved an outcome. It should be clear to the administration that the Senate is not a relevant player this time. They have got to have a measure that can pass the House. How does it pass the House? It has to have the support of the Speaker, and I'm behind the Speaker.
Led by Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, Senate Republicans are in full support of Kevin McCarthy's hardline tactics to avoid default, knowing that if they move away from McCarthy's recent bill and don't support it, they will weaken the GOP's overall position. If there's one thing we know about the right, it's that they are a party that sticks together through thick and thin, and while I think a deal will probably be reached in the next few weeks with Biden, McCarthy, McConnell, and others meeting next week, we should be fully prepared for the MAGA right to completely tank the economy just to own the libs. For more of my coverage on The Breakdown, you can watch my latest video on Kellyanne Conway throwing Ron DeSantis under the bus by clicking on the link in the description box below. Thanks so much for watching. You can follow me on all platforms at Caro Johnson 917.